Hello everyone and welcome to the Cup Drop video for the PCN. This will be for the Season 13 Preseason Cup and Royal Cup Group Stage Draw. So this is going to be the old school format. It's just going to be me sitting in front of my computer, talking by myself, recording this, and then uploading. We're generally going to be trying to do the live streams, but with the Preseason Cup and the group stage, and kind of the lack of time this week to get things, I guess, stream going. Just went ahead and decided to record this now. So this may be the only one for the season where it's just me by myself doing this. So if you guys missed this format, hi. I also probably sound better than I have recently. I'm using a different mic, which is not mine, so I may not sound like this good again in a while on these things. But yeah, it should be a little bit better audio quality than the last couple have been. But let's go ahead and run the job before I bore everyone to death. So pretty basic. Been doing this for a while. So preseason cup, basically it's going to be a completely random draw as usual. The information on what to do is up there. We actually have a pretty full secondary tournament as of now. We have 14 of the 16 slots done. So we will do draws for both of those. Basically, I'm going to have a buy one and buy two for the secondary tournament. So if any teams do come in after today, they will be added in one of those spots. If anyone drops out in the main preseason cup, we will use the secondary tournament to replace them. So it would be Atalanta would go up here, and then wherever Atalanta was, that would be a bye now. So that's what we're gonna do for the preseason cup, and then we also have the group stage for the Royal Cup. So this is kind of the way the pots work. I've been doing this format for a little while now too, so you can see kind of the better you finished last season if you qualified, the better pot you'll be in. If you didn't finish as high, you're obviously in a lower pot. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do these one at a time. So we're going to start with the preseason cup. So first team out is going to be Newcastle United in League One. Team that finished mid-table last season, and they'll be taking on Lazio, who were relegated from Super League back to League One. The first time they've been in League One. Speaking of a team that has done that before, Young Boys just went back to Super League after a season in League One, got promoted, and they'll be taking on Bayer Leverkusen. A couple teams actually that had their managers and teams switch around. It's teams that have been in the league, they just switched who they are running. Next up will be Wolfsburg, also from League One. Had a really good finish to the end of the season to remain in that league, and they'll be taking on Orlando Pirates. Obviously, one of the favorites this season in Super League with their great looking team over there. LAFC, another team in Super League, got promoted last season, finishing runner-up to Valencia. They'll be taking on AC Milan, who are looking for a bounce-back season in Season 13. Next up is LA Galaxy, another team that finished kind of solidly in mid-table there in League One, and they will be taking on Atlanta United, who have new owners as well. Obviously, a team that was in contention for the title last season ended up winning a cup, and now they've got some new blood in there. Speaking of teams that almost won the league and won a cup, Benfica, looking to get back on tap and get back to their title winning ways, and they'll be taking on West Ham, a team in League Two that had a pretty solid first season in the league. Roma is your next team out. Obviously, the last season's League Two champions, looking to get the back-to-back promotions this season in League One, and they'll be taking on an Inter Milan team that looks like they're going to be in business once again after winning the Community Shield last night. Our next team is going to be Barcelona. So Atalanta kind of switched with Barcelona. So it's a lot of last season's Atalanta, which is a team that finished third, and they'll be taking over that Barcelona team that finally got promoted back to League One. And they will be taking on New York City FC, solid Super League team. Next out is going to be Wolverhampton, a team that almost got promoted last year, is going to look to do it this year out of League One, and they'll be taking Atletico Madrid, who did just come up from League Two, looking to have another good season over there. Next out of the blocks will be Chelsea. Atlanta's ownership kind of moved over there, and so it's kind of a hybrid of those two teams from last season, Atlanta and Chelsea. And they'll be starting off their run against Hearts, new team in League Two. Down to our last six matchups, we have Inter Miami, a League One team, did all right last season in there, and they'll be taking on a League Two team 20 with a new manager in the very experienced league. Our next matchup will feature another League Two team, Marseille, who have heard some chatter that they think they'll be in the League Two title hunt this season. They'll be taking on a Dortmund team that's going to look to get them immediately back into Super League after a relegation. Next up will be your League One champions from last season, Valencia, looking to see how they can adapt to life in Super League, and they'll be taking on another new team in League Two, Real Sociedad, whose last season's Napoli, they switched to them. Manchester United is our third to last matchup, a team that pushed into the title race last season against Real Madrid. It's a good matchup of two good Super League teams there in the first round. Our second to last matchup will feature Leicester, who obviously went on an incredible run last season. Almost got themselves into the playoff conversation League Two, but did have a switch of manager. They'll be taking on PSG, who has had anything but a switch in manager. Obviously, Jay has been doing it for a very long time, which means our final matchup is going to feature League One Fiorentina against a Juventus side that is looking to get back to their best ways. So that'll be your preseason cup main bracket. So obviously it's a set bracket. So the first two teams that first two games that were drawn will play the winners of those will play each other, and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and move on to the secondary tournament. So still going to have potentially 4 games for someone in here. So the first team that will get drawn will be PSV, and they will be getting one of the 2 buys. Like I said, if we have 2 more teams sign up, they will be taking those spots. Next matchup is going to be Sporting, another League Two team, and they'll be playing Everton, fellow League Two side. Next matchup will feature Liverpool, who become a little bit of a yo-yo team down in League One again after getting relegated last season. They'll be taking on Napoli, who have new owners, like I said, in League Two. Feyenoord is next, team that got pretty solid towards the end of last season in League Two, looking to build off that, and they'll be taking on Atalanta, which is, like I mentioned previously, it's a new group over there. Next up is going to be Arsenal from Super League, team that started out really hot last season, kind of faded, looking to see if they can reverse that trend this season, and they'll be taking on Real Betis, who are one of the 2 new League Two teams. See how they get on. Spurs are next up in Super League, trying to build off their top 10 finish last season, and they'll be starting off in the Cup against AS Monaco. Racing Club is next, one of the other new team in League Two, and they'll be taking on Manchester City, Super League team that went to a cup final last season, which means that Ajax will get the last bye unless someone replaces them. So that is your secondary tournament draw for the preseason cup. And last but not least, let's go ahead and run this group stage draw. So basically I've got 1 randomizer for each pot. You can see them here, they're sorted alphabetically. So what I will do is basically do 1 group at a time. So I will run the draw. The first team that comes out will go to Group A, then we'll do the same here. We'll kind of go down the list. We'll fill out Group A, then Group B, then Group C, and Group D. So first team out the pot from pot 1 is going to be Inter Milan going to Group A. They will be joined from pot 2 by Orlando Pirates. So already 2 of the favorites potentially in one group. The lucky team to join them is going to be Atalanta. That's a tough ask for them. And our final team in this group is going to be Atletico Madrid. So we got 2 teams with a lot of experience, a lot of proven commodity at the top, and then a couple teams that looking to prove themselves in League One this season. So it's an interesting first group. Group B is going to feature Benfica. Like I said, team looking to have another great season in this regard. They'll be joined by LAFC, the newly promoted side from League One. Third team is going to be joining them is going to be Real Madrid, team that finished just outside of the Super Cup spot last season, and fourth team in the group will be Young Boys, the newly promoted side. So we've got Benfica, LAFC, Real Madrid, and Young Boys in Group B. Group C will have Atlanta United, which means obviously Valencia would be Group D. Joining them in Group C will be Lyon, Roma, and from pot 4, Manchester City. So we have Atlanta United, Lyon, and those were rivals last season. Played a lot in the cups towards the end of last season. Obviously, it's a new Atlanta, but that's Lyon's getting to get to play them once again. They get that Roma team that won League Two, and they also get Manchester City, which went to the cup final last season against Lyon. So you have those two teams. So this is kind of my favorite group so far. Group C, a lot of teams that had history last season playing in the cups. And that means our Group D is going to feature Valencia, Manchester United, Juventus, and Spurs. So let me just double check that. Yes. So these are your 4 groups for the season 13 Royal Cup group stage. Obviously, it's doing the same format. We're doing the same that we did last season. It's just one game in the group stage against everyone else. Top 2 teams move on, and then it's the regular 2-legged quarterfinals and on from there. So hope everyone enjoyed and is ready and gearing up for season 13. I know I'm looking forward to it, just trying to figure out where I'm playing, but I'm sure most of you have either done that or finalized that decision as well. So thanks everyone for tuning in and seeing where your team will be playing in the cups, at least these cups this season. And good luck on Wednesday in the preseason cup. And looking forward to getting it on. Outro music.